Well, hello there. It's Patiently. I'm sitting in my car outside of the hockey rink waiting for my daughter to get out of practice, and I thought I'd record a little reading for you from Wicked Hot. Wicked Hot is my story about Kevin and Amy and how they admit their fantasies to each other and then they make them come true. I need to apologize for a couple of things in advance. First of all, there are train tracks right behind me. I'm just reading through the train. There are cars going by in front of me, so I'm just reading through that as well. And part of the story is that Kevin and Amy are from Boston, and they meet a couple from Arkansas. And it's kind of this idea of dueling accents. I'm not going to attempt the Arkansas, but I am going to read the scene when they discuss their fantasy. So please forgive my butchering of the Boston accent because I am not actually from Boston. Okay, here we go. He mounted her from the top. As he slid his cock in and out of her, he asked the question that always made her blush and avoid answering. What do you fantasize about, Aim? She gave her standard answer. A massage on the beach in Tahiti, in one of those little huts over the water. She bucked her hips to meet his thrusts. No, really, I want you to tell me. What do you think about when you masturbate? I don't. Yes, you do, he said. I can smell your pussy on your fingers when you do. What? You never said anything about that. She smacked his shoulder, grateful for the darkness hiding her red cheeks. I don't mention it. I enjoy knowing you've been enjoying yourself. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed to have this conversation. She tried to roll away from him. Kevin held her down by the shoulders. He kept his cock buried in her pussy and looked into her eyes. Amy, I've loved you for 25 years. Please trust me. It excites me to know what excites you. Yes, but no buts. Fantasies are fantasies. They're not meant to be played out. There was a long pause as he continued to fuck his wife in silence. Do you want to know what I fantasize about? He asked in a quiet, husky voice. She nodded and continued to rock her hips into him. When I'm jerking off in the shower or whatever, I fantasize about watching you have sex with another guy. Seriously? He'd often made jokes about inviting one of her girlfriends for a threesome, but there was none of the familiar teasing in his voice. You think about me having sex with another man? Any man in particular? Not really, he shrugged. I have imagined many times how wicked hot it would be to watch you go down on another guy. I don't see his face in this image, though. Amy took a sharp breath and shuddered. Kevin continued fucking her for a moment before pulling out of her and putting his head back between her legs. He licked her pussy while she digested what he said. But wouldn't that make you jealous? She half moaned. It's a fantasy, not a plan, he said, sounding a little like Daffy Duck with his tongue against her clit. Think about it with me. Imagine yourself on your knees in front of him, sucking him off. Amy took a big deep breath and tried to relax. And what are you doing while I'm blowing some faceless man? She asked, finally playing along. I suppose I'd start by watching from the sidelines. He chuckled. Well, watching and jerking off, that is. Where are you sitting? In a chair off to the side. I can see his cock sliding in and out of your mouth that way. Are we naked? He paused before replying. It's hot either way. What do you think? Amy closed her eyes and tried to picture the scene in front of her. Finally, she replied, I think I'm naked and both of you have your clothes on. He can stick his cock out of his fly for me. It was getting too difficult to talk while licking Amy's pussy, so he lay down next door. Get on top of me. I want to play with your tits while we talk. Amy pushed the image the next step further as she sat down with his cock piercing her pussy. So am I just blowing this mystery man, or will there be some fucking involved? He laughed. I don't usually get to that part, if you know what I mean. Oh. There was a long silence. Amy closed her eyes while Kevin tweaked her nipples. Okay, my love, your turn. Spill it. Please don't make me. I'm so embarrassed. She leaned her head back to avoid eye contact. Roll over. Don't look at me. Just whisper it. Amy rolled onto her stomach and buried her face in the pillow. Kevin propped himself up and began to massage the knots from Amy's shoulders and neck. After several minutes of silent rubbing, he asked again, "What do you fantasize about?" Amy paused, and Kevin was just about to give up. He heard a muffled whisper coming from the pillow. "I didn't hear you, honey. Say it again." His voice was a whisper. Her voice was as soft as his. "I fantasize about having sex with another woman." Kevin stopped in his tracks and did a double take. "Are you serious? Come on, I'm embarrassed enough," she wailed into the pillow. "Don't make fun of me." "I'm not making fun." He shook his head in disbelief. Could this possibly be the same woman who would cover her eyes during a girl-on-girl scene when they watched the Spice Channel porn together all those years ago? Are we talking about oral sex here? Yes. Are you giving or receiving in this fantasy? Another long pause. Both. Holy shit, that is wicked hot. He pictured his naked, slightly prudish wife kneeling between the legs of a faceless woman with a clean-shaven pussy. In his vision, Amy's long, curly hair flowed across her back. Her smooth buttocks were slightly parted, revealing a glimpse of her sex. The fingers on her left hand separated the woman's pussy lips, while the middle finger on her right hand slid in and out of her. Amy's tongue dipped gently into her pussy, and Kevin, sorry, hon, I got lost in that image. Wow, You're what, shocked? Her voice had an angry edge. Pleasantly shocked. That is wicked hot. I'm glad you told me. He put his hands on her hips and pulled Amy to her knees. Think about licking her pussy while I fuck you. Rub your clit, too. Should I lick the pillow while I'm at it? Nah, just picture it with me. Well, it wasn't perfect, but there it is. And that scene was taken almost verbatim from a conversation that I had with my husband a long time ago, and it has led to all kinds of crazy adventures, including me finding a girlfriend finally. And we've been together for almost 2 years, and we got together, the two couples, we got together last week, and we had a great time, and it's been good. So here's me patiently telling you, explore your fantasies, talk to your partner, and life is good. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.